Now, how about that? Even on the days where I wasn't going to do this because I don't have anything to show you or to do live or anything like that. I find it funny that this thing thinks it's a scheduled live stream, but it's scheduled for 6:18 p.m. Newsflash, it's 9:20 p.m. Oh, YouTube. They never could actually figure out time zones. Which is kind of annoying. It's not like those haven't existed for, like, ever. So I'm just going to talk about things, basically. So if you don't want to hear me talking, well then this is really not the stream for you to watch. I have a case and a printer sitting at work right now that need to come home. But I haven't been able to get them out of there, and they've been sitting there for like 2 weeks now, so they're probably not going to be where I have them next week, because stuff usually doesn't stick around for that long. Maybe what I should have done is just gone and hid them in somebody's office. Can't hide them in my office. If I hide them in my office, somebody will steal them. So that's why I don't do that. I'm trying to type out a URL right now, which is not working. I wonder if that's actually correct. Oh, it looks like it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, what is worth talking about? Well, not much. I have a couple of new video subjects. Not the least of which is, wow, it looks like crap. Not the least of which is this, which will be getting a video. It's not water-based, even though it looks like it should be. You'll get to find out what that is. What else do I have sitting around that needs a video? I bought a camcorder. It's actually sitting on a tripod over there right now. I'm not going to give away any details, but that has a video. I have a Video 8 tape that's got video on it that I need to re-record because the stupid recording screwed up. I don't remember what's on it. I think there's a test video from a camera. And I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else still on that. I guess that's it. We finally managed to get our first storm of the year today. At least I'm assuming so. Because the radar showed it. The lightning map showed it. I saw it from where I was at work. We didn't get anything at work. But I'm pretty sure we got stuff here because it was wet outside. I'll have to see if this stupid camera over here decided it was going to record something usable. I still haven't taken the video off of it. So that has to happen. What else? I don't really think there's a whole lot else. From last week, if you remember that HP computer thing that was screwing up, I think what I'm going to do this weekend is pull that out and test the memory, because I think there's an issue with that. That's what I suspect. It's either that or it's something terminal and I can't fix it. Because I refuse to believe that there is no Linux distribution that will run on that thing. So we'll deal with that. And then maybe at some point there'll be a Linux installation video. I don't know. Those aren't really interesting, though. The air conditioner's on, finally. Not like it didn't take that too long to be a thing. And I had the fans on for about how long? I think it's been maybe a month or 2 months. I've already cleaned out the one that's over there. Oh, you can see the new camera. The one that's over there. I've already cleaned that out once, and I'm going to need to clean it out again. That's just how dusty it is in here. I don't have anything else to say, do I? Well, I got a couple other video projects. They're sitting on the floor right now. You've already seen the Moonbeam, so I got that. I also have this. It's never a good idea to not clean out the fans, because what then happens is you get the dust and whatever gets in the grease, and then the grease hardens, and you end up with a situation just like that fan that I have sitting out in the hallway. It doesn't turn anymore. So I got that, and I also got this. Hooray! More Clock Radio videos. There's been a withdrawal of those recently because there really just hasn't been anything that's been worth buying. And frankly, there hasn't really been anything at the thrift store worth buying in the first place anyway. So, I mean, I found a, what do I want to, Alex Tell. I'm not sure if anybody here would know what that is. But it was basically the internet before the internet. It's a VT1000 terminal. VT1000, VT100. Or supposedly it's a VT100 compatible terminal. But there was a service that you could pay for and use that thing to interact with it. It was basically the internet before the internet. But it was discontinued in '94 because of the internet. So I thought about picking it up. It was about $10, which is probably more than it's worth. Thought about picking it up. Thought about making a video about it, but then I realized the only thing it's really going to be able to do is to act as a dumb terminal, and I've got no use for a dumb terminal. So this big CRT thing with a phone hanging off of it is going to basically sit here around doing nothing. And they've got no resale value. So, I mean, I could give it away to a museum, but there aren't really any computer museums around here. So I can't really do that either. So it would just sit around doing nothing. Oh, and I couldn't return it because it had a no exchange tag on it. So, I'm wondering. Actually, no. I lost my train of thought. I don't remember. That's what happens when you're live, folks. Oh, I picked up a back UPS Pro 1500. It's about an 870 watt UPS, about $300 brand new. Needs batteries. I'm still not sure if it works. Otherwise, it threw an FO2 fault code when I tried to cold start it, which is a different problem. The battery pack, which is a 24 volt pack, registers 12.4 volts. So I'm wondering if maybe there's a shorted battery in there and that's what's causing the problem. But I'm not sure, and I don't really want to spend $70 on a battery and then find out that it's totally dead. But I might be able to get away with it. So I might see what I can do about that, because I'd love to put that thing in the low-end radio studio. It would go in there quite nicely. Having said that, I still need to buy one of these stupid things for another plug strip that I have, which I'm not sure is even worth buying, because I don't know if that plug strip works. Might see if I can con a battery out of something else. Test out that plug strip, see if the plug strip actually works. But I'll do that after I have the new UPS in the studio, if I ever put the new UPS in the studio. And I'm also wondering if maybe I should make a video about that. I don't know, I might do that. Like I said, we got our first storm today. It was like the 5th time they were forecasting it, so it took them 5 tries before they finally got it right. Funny enough, today there was only a rather low 1 out of 10 risk to get something. So they can't get it right when there's a 5. They can't get it right when there's a 6. They can't get it right when there's a 3, but apparently they can get it right when there's a 1. I don't get it. Somebody only had one job with that one. That's just kind of the way it's always been. So what else can I talk about? There's not really much. Now see, I thought that was going to happen. I was thinking to myself, don't make plans for anything. Don't make plans for any, because when you make the plans, that's when they get it right. They could forecast something and you don't make plans because of that forecast and they'll get it wrong. But the instant you make plans for something contrary to the forecast, they'll get it wrong. Or they'll get it right, I should say. Anyway. So, what else can I say? Not a whole lot. I think this weekend, let me show you something. Let me go grab this thing. Remember this monstrosity? I still have it. This thing? I think this weekend we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. I found a Variac at work, actually. However, it needs a new cord set before I go to use it, because the cord set on it is, like, ruined. I wouldn't plug that thing in and hide around 6 walls. In fact, I wouldn't even plug that thing in China and hide here in order to test it out, because it's screwed. The cord set has to come off. But it's a vintage Variac, so I figure, well, you know, what the hell, I might as well go ahead and try and use it. You know, fix that up and I could use it for something. It's, like, so old that the whole thing is made out of metal. So that would be pretty cool to play around with, assuming I can find a cord set for it. So what else do I need to talk about? I talked about the stuff that I have sitting at work. One of the things is a case. It's an Antec full tower case. I don't know much else about it. Fairly heavy, which is why I haven't brought it home yet. And I'm planning on using that, just to get a little bit of spoiler going on here. Planning on using that with the hardware in the Process box. Take that hardware out of that thing. Put it into the new Antec case. Maybe put an 80 plus power supply in that too, because there's a couple of them sitting down there on the floor. Do that. Get rid of that stupid piece of crap Process case. And from there, I might make that a server. I'm not sure. I might replace that thing that's sitting on the floor right now, producing a whole lot of heat. Replace that with that, because the thing on the floor is a Pentium D. So it's like having 2 blast furnaces within, like, the same 2 centimeters. That's how bad it is. The thing in the closet, in the Process case, is an AMD-based system. Runs a lot cooler. It's a little louder, but it runs a lot cooler. I'd rather use that 24/7 than this Pentium D. And then this Pentium D can replace something. Maybe even the stream encoder that's sitting down there, and I can have a nice Pentium D stream encoder again. So maybe I can bump my video resolution up. I don't know. But right now I'm taking it step by step. I gotta put these cameras away, because the storm risk is over, and I didn't get to use the cameras. Kind of a shame, really. So, what's it been now? It's been about 13 minutes, and I'm basically out of things to talk about. So, okay, spoiler alert, even though I haven't given enough spoilers already, eh? Oops. Here is the camera when I get it off the tripod. Yeah, just what I needed, another VHS-C camera, eh? It's in much... I already have one, so now I have 2 of these damn things. The other one is, of course, right here. They're exactly identical. This one's got all the stickers on it, this one doesn't. But this one's in much better shape, which is the only reason why I picked it up. That, and I had to do an exchange for something else, which had to be done, I think, either that day or tomorrow, the day after. So I had to do that. So I figured, what the hey, I might as well have another camcorder to make videos with. So now I do. I mentioned that piece of junk fan out in the hallway. I took the base off of it to put on this one, because the base on this one is, like, completely screwed. This one leans a little bit still, because it's obviously not the correct base, but good enough for me. And I can't really think of anything else to say. I'm drinking a lot more water lately. All the ice is gone. What a joke. Last weekend, I think it was. Was it last weekend or like some point last week, I somehow managed to drink like 15 cans of soda in one day. 2 days. Yeah, it was 2 days. That's enough of that. So I think, like, that is enough for me to just say, you know, screw it, I don't need that anymore. So I'm just going to wean myself off of the soda pop ever so slightly. Maybe limit myself to, like, 5 cans a week or something. Because I think it'll work. Because unlike a can of soda, this thing actually stays cool. So I'm not drinking hot soda. I'm drinking cold water. There's like some kind of limit. I don't even remember what the limit is. I think it's like... I'm trying to think. All these stupid notifications keep popping up. I've got to turn those off. I wonder if I can do that on here. Maybe I can. I'm going to try and do that right now. So, I'm going to turn those off. Because that is driving me insane. I think it's like 2, maybe 3. Pretty sure it's 2. Chat room's not loading. What a piece of shiz. Stupid thing. Anyway, yeah, complaining about YouTube. I've got about 988 subscribers right now as I'm talking. So let's see if that number goes down after I publish this live stream video, like it did the last time I published a live stream video. So let's see, we've had 2 of those in a week. One week I mentioned that we were going to get I was going to get disliked because I mentioned a couple of things that usually get dislikes on my videos, and it didn't fail. Yes, there will be a special. It's sitting in the trash vortex over here. I bet you can't guess what it is. But I don't know when that's going to happen, because the number is still really slowly climbing. But I can't really say that much, because it was at, like, 980 something. Like, 980. Low 980s. This weekend. And now it's already up at, like, 988. What's it up at now? Oh, I forgot. The new YouTube layout doesn't show you subscriber numbers. Whose brilliant idea was it to do that? That's just stupid. Entirely stupid. 988, yes. You can look at the analytics data and tell you some things with the analytics data. I've got a lot of footage from like 3, 4, 5 years ago that I need to publish. I've already edited and somewhat rendered 2 of them. One of them's a driving video in a car that doesn't exist anymore. And the other one is not me driving, but it's a driving video. Driving at night, I'll just say that. It's a time lapse. The other one is some AMDXing that I'm pretty sure I did like 5 years ago. No, that's not possible. It was one around the same time I got that iHome, so whenever I uploaded the video about that iHome thing, that's when I did that AMDXing. That's how long ago it's been that. Like, it's been a while. So, that will have to get uploaded, assuming the video's any good. I don't even remember what any of the stations are. I had a list somewhere where I figured out what all the stations were, and then I've lost the list. So, whatever. I guess I'll just have to go figure out what stations are which. As I mentioned, this is going to be short. I don't have anything else to say. I think I've said that like 3 times now. You know, they aren't kidding when they say that iHome thing actually has pretty decent sound. It's not like a stereo system, but it's not bad for the piece of crap that it is. Is there anything else I can mention? Oh, I picked this up. Not sure that anybody cares. This is a Sound Blaster CT4810 in absolutely ESD regulation handling compliant packaging. Gotta love the thrift store. Probably paid too much for it. It's a Sound Blaster Vibra 128 PCI. Or Vibra, or however the hell you say that. I bought it expecting that I could use it on under 64-bit Windows. But it looks like that actually isn't the case, because there are only Windows XP drivers for the damn thing. So I am no better than I was before, I even started in the first place. I want to build a stream encoder running 64-bit Windows and maybe move away from Flash Media Live Encoder, because even though it works for me, I want something that's got a little bit more flair, you know? I want to put like a VU meter on the show, like something like that, maybe have like some text or something. That would be nice. FMLE can't do that, so... And it's probably time to move to something a little more modern anyway. So those are goals. I've never been able to get OBS Studio to work on absolutely anything ever. But that's not going to stop me from trying. I'd use XSplit if it wasn't a broken piece of crap. And if they didn't make you pay for features that you can get in other programs for free. They limit your audio options to like some ridiculously low bitrate and mono. Or at least they used to. Unless you bought one of their stupid subscriptions. Why? I don't get it. I mean, I guess if they gave you good quality audio, there'd be no reason to buy the program anyway, because 4 scenes is enough, even though they give you like 12 if you pay for the program. I don't understand the point of paying for live streaming software. Unless you're a professional, which this is not a professional. So yeah, I won't be paying for that anytime soon. On that note, what else can I say? I need to get another heatsink for that other Pentium system. I had somebody leave a comment about thermal paste on it. And for the record, that NEC thing ran for about 25 minutes without thermal paste, and it didn't even get hot. So all of that shenanigans is pretty much, like, not true. The same thing applies to... I had one that I ran for like it ran for like 25 years without thermal paste and is fine. I still have the CPU and it still works. So, it's not required. I wouldn't recommend not using it. But it's not required for stuff that's that old. What else can I make a video of? What can I talk about? There really isn't much else. I haven't done really much of anything else. I haven't picked up anything. I haven't torn apart anything. I don't know what's in that closet at this particular moment. I do still need to put Linux... I want to put Ubuntu Mint PowerPC on something. I was going to do it on the iMac G3, but as it turns out, Ubuntu PowerPC needs a DVD, and that don't have no DVD drive in it, so that is going to be great. Who gives somebody birthday money like 2 months after their birthday? Like, what, did it get stuck in customs or something? As I read the chat messages, maybe they'll actually make sense. Even though I found that, the live chat replay is like about 5 minutes behind the actual broadcast. So I'll be like talking about this thing I saw in the chat, and like 5 minutes later the damn post will show up. It's like, you have this feature and you can't even make it work. Not that I should be surprised, it's Google. So anyway, I found a random ice pack on the floor, which just goes to show you how much of a mess it is. Need to do that this weekend, clear it up, because I am tired of looking at garbage all over the place. Which is entirely what some of this stuff is. It needs to go. Alright, so that's 25 minutes. I don't have anything else to say. So I'm going to shut up and stop this. Maybe I'll get out a computer and play around with it. Probably not live, though, because that'll take forever. I have this sticker here that I need to stick on something and take it back to the thrift store. Should I admit to that live on the internet? No, not really. I probably won't. It's only like $3. It's not really worth bothering anybody. Okay, so here's a story. This is the last thing, I promise. This is the last thing. So, I went to the thrift store on whatever day it was. I don't remember what day it was. It wasn't that long ago, but I need to take something back. I didn't end up taking it back, because the store was busy as hell. It was like 2:40 p.m. on a Tuesday or something. Who expects a thrift store to be busy at 2:40 p.m. on a Tuesday? Maybe it was Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Yes, it was Wednesday, actually, because if it was a Tuesday, this story wouldn't make sense. But for those of you in the know, the Savers chain of stores, which would be like Value Village and Savers and Unique and whatever else they have under their name, has this promotion where seniors get stuff free on Tuesdays. No, I take that back. 30% off on Tuesdays. I'll actually get it right sometime. 30% off on Tuesday. Okay? There is always somebody that smells like Stillwater times 1,000 at the thrift store. It's even worse when you walk past some kids who have very obviously left presents in their behinds. Anyway, forgetting all of that, that's not my story. So it was busy. I found a clock that I was going to buy. There was like a $3 difference between that and the thing that I was exchanging. I couldn't find anything else. So it was like, you know what, forget it. I'm not gonna waste these people's time, because all 9 checkout lanes were open. 9 checkout lanes, and all 9 checkout lanes had lineups backed up almost into the clothing section of the store. It was that bad. It was that busy. There were 9 checkout lanes. Actually, maybe there were 7. I know there are some where there are 9, but maybe there were 7. All I know is that all of them were open, and all of them had lineups, except for one. And that was the lineup right next to, I think the display counter stuff. They've got display counters, and they've got all the checkout lines. There was some guy at that checkout lane when I walked in there. He was still there when I walked out about 13 minutes later. What was he doing, you might ask? He was a senior, I can only guess. And what he had done was he had this cart that he had packed full of clothing and electronics and all this other crap. Had it all checked out. It was like some ridiculously high number. I don't know any of the details after that. All I know is that when I walked up and I was listening to the conversation sort of half-heartedly, and the guy was complaining because he had to pay $22 for all of this shit that he had just bought. But wrap your head around this here. You have a cart full of stuff, and you're complaining about having to spend $22 on this cart full of stuff. Maybe he's in a financial crisis. I don't know. That's possible. But 22 bucks, and you're gonna bitch about 22 bucks. I think what he wanted was the seniors discount, because I don't know how they managed to do this, but the public transit system runs seniors ride free Wednesdays. So on Wednesday, all of them get to ride free, but on Tuesday you get your 30% off discount at the thrift store. So I don't know how that happened. Maybe they should rejig that a little bit, but at the same time, you could look at the poster they've got plastered on the front door that says Tuesday. Look at your watch. That well, maybe not. Okay, old guy probably doesn't have a smartwatch, but okay, that's very stereotypical. I'm not. Forget I even said that. But you could probably have looked at a calendar before you left, or realized because it's seniors ride free Wednesdays and you rode the bus for free, you're probably not going to get your discount. But no, he spent probably looked like he was there for a while when I walked in, and I walked out 13 minutes later and he was still there. So more than 13 minutes you spent arguing with a cashier when the store is busy as hell over $22 and not getting a 30% discount on $22. Blows the mind sometimes what these people want out of the world. And I think on top of that too, he already had a 50% discount. I don't know. All I heard the 50% thrown around. I don't know what that meant. But I'm pretty sure he had a 50% discount thrown on top of that. So you're getting a 50% discount, and you're gonna have to pay $22 on all this shit, and you're gonna complain. What the hell? Anyway, people just drive me up a wall sometimes. Okay, so now it's 30 minutes. I think I'm gonna actually stop this thing now, because I said that was the last thing, and I promised that's the last thing. So, I don't know, enjoy this picture, which is out of focus and now in focus. And I will see you next week. Or maybe on the weekend if I decide to do something. But I probably won't. In 10 minutes, or maybe even like right now, Chris will be live on his iVlog.tv channel. He usually starts it early, so I'm willing to bet that he's probably got it started now. Apparently Ross is on. I didn't even know that. So there you go. There's stuff to look at, watch, and listen. So there you go. I'm gonna shut up now. 31.15. Color tags and discounts. Yeah, they don't do discounts on colored tags, but they have colored tags. I don't know what it means. I used to know that. I'm pretty sure it's like a way of distinguishing what was set out on the shelves on what particular day. I've always heard that the gray means discounted price, but I don't think so. And as per the usual, it ignores my request to hit stop. That means I actually want to stop, you know?